Hey guys, welcome to Movement Deep Dive number 11, the ankle sprain retrospective. So the reason why I'm calling this the ankle sprain retrospective is because we're operating with the assumption that probably you've had an ankle sprain and you suspect that at the time you might not have received the quality of care for it that you really needed to heal. And also, you might suspect that because of that, it's still impacting on your body in some way today in regards to how well you're moving and feeling and performing in it. And we want to look at today if this is happening for you. Is that old ankle sprain from when you were 6 years old that you forgot about and it's fine? Is that impacting on your neck? Is that impacting on your shoulders? And maybe you know with certainty it's still impacting on you because you can feel it and your ankle is uncomfortable or your foot is uncomfortable. So that's the intention. We're going to go back in time and take a look at that ankle and see if we can give it now what it needs, or at least investigate whether or not it does need any care. So to start off, before we get into this, I want to tell a story that just came up yesterday. So I've begun to work in clinic again. And yesterday I saw a gentleman, a new client, and he came in because he had some pain issues in his hands. So he was getting some nerve pain, and his hand, he said, was really cramped up when he woke up in the morning. So his main complaint was his hands. And on his journey to healing his hands, he had seen some practitioners that had just worked his hands and nothing happened. The massage for his hands wasn't really effective. Then he started seeing someone who was like, oh, we should look at your shoulders and see if those are related. Getting work done on his shoulders and his neck helped his hands. So he was like, whoa, it's not just a hand problem, it's a something else problem too. So that opened his mind a little bit. And then he saw me, and I'm a little different of a practitioner, you could say. And I saw him, and I'm immediately thinking about his feet because I'm looking at them and there's one foot that's totally pronated and one foot that's totally supinated. And I was like, dude, have you ever hurt that ankle? The one that was more pronated. I was curious about it, just looked off. And he said, yes, I can't remember what happened, but I've definitely done something to that ankle and it bugs me. And so what we did was a series of tests to see if his ankle was related to this discomfort he was having in his hands and even in his shoulders and his arms. So a few things that he was having trouble with was when he opened his arm to the side like this he does Indian clubs, which is when you're swinging clubs around. So when he was doing these movements, that's when he was noticing some discomfort down his arm. His neck range of motion was uncomfortable and his rib cage motion was also uncomfortable. So there was a lot going on. But do you know what happened? When we adjusted his ankle to put it more at center, so that overpronated foot and ankle, when we just put it back to neutral and held it there, this motion got better, his neck motion got better, everything felt better. So what does that mean? What it means is his body is telling us that something about that ankle is impacting on his upper body. And it's not to say that there's no work we need to do up here or directly on his hands, because he definitely had some stiffness in his wrists and he definitely had some restrictions in his neck and shoulders. But what if all of that effort he was putting up here, up top, wasn't effective because the source of the problem initially was actually due to a set of compensations coming from his ankle. And that is our intention for this movement session today, to see if those linkages are true for you. And we're going to use a system of check-ins to determine this, whether your ankle sprain is causing issues locally at the ankle still, or if it's even related to stuff that you didn't expect it to be related to.